The fourth season of the FNRad Snowboarding Podcast was sponsored by Wired Snowboards from Vancouver, BC. Go to wiredsnowboards.com and check that out. Anon threw down goggles, thanks to Steve and Jonathan from Burton, Canada. Dakine, Brian Shaw, ripping it up. It's been fun to ride with you this year, and thank you for hooking up some pants and a jacket and gloves, lots of gloves this year, and a vest and backpacks for listeners. Love Dakine, always have. Tribute Board Shop in Nelson, BC. A big shout out to Shane and Mark and Buff. You guys are doing it right out there. That's awesome. Mike Strato and Bridget at Vans Canada. Keep my feet in Vans shoes and boots, which is amazing for me. Crow's Nest Barbershop, of course. John is working with us this year. I'm going to get a haircut. I still haven't had a haircut in 18 months, so that's going to be crazy. Anyways, big thanks to Grouse Mountain, the Peak of Vancouver, for hooking me up with a pass this year. Just did the Office Boys Bank Slalom up there. Proud to say I beat Artie from the Boardroom. The Boardroom is one of our longest running sponsors. Big thanks to everybody at the Boardroom, especially Murray Fraser. You guys rock. All right, on to the show.
It was a totally fun time. Didn't get too gnarly.
I kind of look at the Mystery Air as an improved evolution of the Switchblade.
Snowboarding is ours.
Obviously I like working with Burton.
As an old school snowboarder, you get so used to being treated as a second-class citizen.
And I was like, how do you spell your last name? He said, Kelly. And I was like, oh, we should get married. And he's like, no, too symmetrical.
So, listeners of the show who've been paying attention know that this is the last episode, or supposed to be. And also, from context clues, you probably know it's supposed to be with Devin Walsh. I recorded with him at the cabin, and then I turned off the recorder while the file was saving, and the corrupt file is too short. It's not the full conversation. So I reached back out to Devin. We've agreed to meet in April and re-record and put that out as the anchor part. And in the meantime, I'm going to bring you a few bonus episodes. I got people who I still want to talk to this season. And the first bonus episode I recorded at the legendary Bank Slalom at Mount Baker with a friend of the show and one of my favorite snowboarders to talk to, Russell Winfield.
People love podcasts, man. People are like, you should do a podcast. I'm like,
You should do a podcast.
I don't know what I do it on. Wouldn't do it on snowboarding. I do it on, I don't know.
Cars, man.
Life.
Weed.
Cars, weed, life. Just life.
You got a great radio voice, that's the thing.
Parenting.
And a good personality. Yeah, a parenting one. Like a real deal parenting one.
Oh, that might be it.
How old are your girls?
18 and 9.
Yeah.
I think a huge part of parenting is picking the right partner. But honestly.
Do you co-parent well with their mom?
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Same.
Yeah.
I got a new partner. She's fucking rad.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's get into the middle of it.
What do you want to talk about snowboarding-wise?
I want to talk about the evolution of style in snowboarding, and I'm going to use a trick that's got many different names. We're just going to call it the method air as ground zero as where I'll base everything off of. And we'll start off with snowboarding in the 80s was broken off into freestyle and racing. Most, I'll say 90% in the 80s of the freestylers were American. 10% were either Scandinavian or European or even Japanese and all that. And most of the alpine riders that were real good were European. So, with that being said, the European freestyle style was had left something to be desired. There was dudes like Bertrand Denervant and Camille Brichet who rode for Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
and
they were sick.
That were sick. And Reto Lam, It was sick. But the Europeans didn't seem, for the most part, to grasp the whole skateboarding.
That was
side of
90s,
it.
too. Like, 80s, it was completely still pre-style almost, right? Like,
well,
pre-style.
for them, yeah. But then what happened was this little kid from Amet, Norway, named Tadje Hawkinson, grew up watching, Roach and Kidwell and Brush and Craig. And so, like, when he first came on the scene, you could tell that he was going to be better than everybody, but he kind of had, we used to call it Euro style. And he still got Euro style, but it's good. And it's funny how
He'd
now...
kill you for saying that. He's not from Europe. He says he's
Excuse
from
me.
Scandinavia.
He's got Lando style. Sorry,
yeah,
Tadje.
scanners, right.
And, they're great people up there. They're just...
Fuck yes.
But he still has a bit of it. And it's funny that now, 20-some-odd years later, all the little kids, the youngsters look towards him and Nico and all that for style.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but their style is all based on OG American dudes, for the most part, which is awesome. And to go back to the method, or like I like to call it the grasser, because that's the style of method I tend to do. There's like we were talking about, the Canadians have the West Coast method, which is it looks like a turned down whip on a motocross bike. So it's all flashed out, nose down.
Love that.
Grab behind the binding, all fucking sucked in. And then there's like, to me, the style master, Chris Roach, the grasser. Like, I remember watching New Kids on the Twalk, and I watched him do one, and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to base mine off of. And it's just all tight, and you're right behind your front binding, and you're kind of tight, and you keep your arm in, and you just kind of, you flip it out, bang-o! And then you bring it back, and you hold it flat, and then you set the board down on the tranny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then there's the Hawkins method, which is kind of, like a flyaway kind of situation, where him and, everybody's like Nico's method, but if you look at Tadje's, it was his first, so I'm just going to call it the Hawkins method.
Yeah.
Where it's in front of the binding, and it's kind of like flyaway-y, and the arms out.
Everything is out.
Yeah, it's like the OG, it's like a modern Scando take on the OG Sims kind of method. You know what I'm saying? Like Palmer.
Right. If
See, and that's what it was.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
the
yeah,
answer. Because
yeah.
Palmer had like that. Palmer was like a flashy dude, and like his method was real flashy. He was like,
he pushed it out.
And
yeah.
he pushed it out, and his
Yeah.
arm was in the air, like he was punching the air, because
Yeah.
his palm daddy's here.
Do you think that he was influenced by, like, Kidwell's method?
I think
was-
Palmer was just
was probably
influenced
first.
by
Yeah.
Palmer, dude. Because, I mean, he did it. He skateboarded already. He knew, I believe that he knew what he wanted it to look, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's like, I'm going to do it like this.
Yeah.
This is the way Cadillac would do it. You know what I'm saying?
It was big. I
Yeah.
remember it was. He was explosive.
Yeah. Whereas Roach was just like all tight, and like everything Roach did is like all sucked in and really controlled looking and
Yeah.
dope, and like yeah.
Where's Jamie's method?
James
land in
is the I will give Jamie the American method. The American method is Jamie Lynn. It's, like Holden Outerwear says, timeless quality. Like, Jamie could do that method in 50 years, and people would be like, what the fuck? Because it's just like he gets it, and it's like, it's just in front of his binding, and he kicks it out, and he's tight, you know what I'm saying? He's like real tight with it, and then he brings it back down, and he fucking sets it, whappy! Sets it right down on the dirt, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's strong, it's powerful, it's like Jamie, understated but overstated.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So Jamie's method is the American method. That's what I'll give it. It's definitely the Pacific Northwest method, but I'm going even further because that's just what I believe.
That's sick, dude.
I can say that.
So where do you get your method from? Do you borrow from all styles, or do you?
I think I have my own take on, the grasser. which is from Grass Valley.
Yep.
Roach's method.
Yeah.
I think that's where mine is. I mean, it's okay. I like it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's dope. That's fucking awesome. Any other tricks like that? Like, can you think of? I'm trying to think of other. There really isn't any other trick that's as definitive as a method.
No, not anymore. I mean, when half pipes got 75 feet tall, like trick, it just and everybody, and it became an Olympic sport. It was no longer about style; it was about rotation. Mm-hmm. Except for Danny Davis, let me tell you, that guy, those pop lean airs he was doing. Pop-Tart lean airs he was doing.
Yeah.
That was off the chain. Him, Ben Ferg. There's a couple dudes out there riding a half pipe that are, they put a smile on my face.
That's right.
But a lot of them, it's just like, I can't count. I don't know. And then there's another thing. They're calling, like, I was watching some contest, and somebody was doing, like, triple barrel roll back 180, and I know I've talked about this before, but they keep calling it. Dude, if you're not rotating, it's not a spin, it's a barrel roll.
Right.
Like, you can't do 3 back barrel rolls and do a backside 180 out and call it a 1440. It's not. Like, there's no rotation. It's a flippy. So come on. Let's just, come on.
For me, I've watched almost zero competition stuff, but, my guilty pleasure is Instagram. And every once in a while, those Instagram, like, the lobster guys.
Epic.
What is that?
That's epic.
What is that?
That's fucking Haldor
I just watched that
motherfucking Helgeson.
Oh, my God.
Going bananas. I am so behind that shit.
Yeah, me too.
Him and that Fridge Street dude who just wears a backpack is his favorite character in some video. Fucking killing it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking Vikings. They did it. They always do it. Whenever I see Haldor, he's just a joy to be around. He reminds me of old school snowboarding. Yeah,
he has a flair that's like a personality.
Yeah, he's definitely like, you used to be able to come up, like you'd come up here and you'd see somebody be like, up there's Jamie's method, up there's Teddy, up there's Russell, up there's Chris Roach. Just from watching them ride. Now everybody, it's kind of like they all got the same book and they're just doing the same shit. But you see, Sage or Haldor, and you just know. Like, I was at that last Super Park, and I saw him hit that hip, and I've never seen anybody go so big on a stage.
That's rad.
He just sent it. He was like 40, maybe I'm tripping, but it looked like 45 feet over the deck, like doing some backside crail stiffy flat. Like, what is happening right now? But yeah, I'm happy. That guy put a smile on my face.
Yeah, I remember when.
He was at the house. The last time we.
That's true. Yeah, he
just
house. Came through, and I was like,
yeah,
holy fucking
Haldor
shit.
And Iki.
Yeah, Haldor Iki. I'm like at your place going. First of all, I'm tripping out. There's you. There's fucking
Mikey.
Mike. I'm like, oh my God. And then little knock at the door, and they just come in, all like Icelandic mega stars.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, what the fuck are they doing at your house? You're like, that's just a regular Wednesday.
It's, homies. I live so fucking close to the airport.
Yeah. That's dope. That's in such a sick spot. I think we talked about it last time.
I love my house.
Your place on the lake is like, that's like common, 90s man. Snowboard money, that right there.
Yeah. That's what you get.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, so style-wise, yeah, it did feel homogenized there for a long time. You could still, like, get
it's still homogenized,
dudes.
But there's dudes, Sage, Haldor, all them lobster dudes, Ferguson's, Danny Davis, Red is on both sides of the fence a little bit. He knows how to play the game. He's got a rad family, though. Like, his brothers, really steered him in the right direction.
Dope.
So...
Did you see that Nico post of like just a massive side hit that happened last week?
I didn't.
It's so sick, dude. What about Arthur Longo and the side hit?
Oh, yeah, he's
crew?
fucking crazy.
Right? That makes me want to ride a resort. That makes me want to be that good at a resort, riding that fast and just hitting shit like that.
The beauty of that is that it's accessible.
Totally.
And that's what... Like, when we did the ride with the
I
people
just said
tour,
totally like I could do a side hit like that. I'll never do a side hit.
But you can go and try.
Sure.
Like, you can build a side hit or find one at your resort and do it. Whereas a lot of these movies, it's like, we're in Patagonia, and it's, we had to fly in with a plane with skis on it. And
2-year project. It's like, we didn't get the shot, so we came back a year later.
Yeah, nobody can, and I think it's great, and it's really cinematic, and it's beautiful, and all that, and I like watching it, but I just think as far as like trying to grow the industry, nobody can do that. Like I think what Longo's doing and what that whole Volcom thing, and just cruising around, and it's more about, like I like to say, snowboarding. The act of snowboarding isn't, I used to say it's less than 8%, but it's probably 50% actual snowboarding. The other 50% is hanging out with your friends, laughing, crashing, landing. It's like the whole thing, like the stoke, bro. It's the stoke.
You definitely have that up here. Everybody knows you, so this is like... would you call this your home resort?
Like to. I don't come up here as much as I want to anymore. I just, I got my 9-year-old and she's super fired up.
Yeah.
So we just go to the local Seattle resort.
Yeah,
because it's like, you can go at night.
It's right there.
It's right there.
And night riding's dope. I don't know that nobody's done it. I haven't checked, but somebody could definitely kill a night movie.
The Finnish dudes.
Yeah, they did one?
Yeah, well, they do, Eero Eitala.
Mm-hmm.
He does a bunch of gram posts at night, and all them Finnish dudes, they're at their little mini resorts at night and run to park.
That's so fun. Yeah, I think that's a niche that I could get behind, is mini resort riding. Like just at your home little mountain doing your thing,
just having fun.
You don't have to be on a snow skate. I know people will ride snow skates.
Yeah, Hawkins all about those things.
It's unbelievable what he can do on that.
I bust my ass every time I stand. It's ridiculous. It's so fun. But I bust my ass 'cause I think it, you don't think about it. You're like, oh, I got this now. Whammy! Ooh, I'm old.
Do you still skate a little bit?
No, not really.
Same thing, right? Like
I'm just
the
old,
falls
man.
Skating fucking suck.
Yeah, I watch Raven Tertiary or Grayson. I'm like, fuck, I want to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think about it for a bit, and I'm like, for me to even get in the same universe as that, like pumping and doing all that stuff with the airs, and I'd have to pay so hard. The piper would get paid so hard that I might not even actually get to that spot because I might be in the hospital.
It's true.
I'm just going to play golf and
you play music too?
And I play music.
That's how big of a part of your life is that?
It's a very big part.
Like a daily kind of thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Mikey LeBlanc got a band called Shout the People.
We'll play something. You'll send me something, and I'll put it
all right,
out
yeah.
on this.
Oh, yeah. We're going to the studio hopefully next month.
Dope.
Finally get a demo out.
Good.
We just write a lot of music, man.
Rad. So you're doing originals.
All original shit. A couple covers.
Yeah.
I never took a lesson, so I can't. It's tough for me to play other people's shit because I'm not like the guy who's like, well, what key's this in? There's a chord progression in. Where's this? Blah, blah, blah. I know none of that. Like me and Mikey have played with dudes before who were like, so what keys, and I'm just like, dude, you need to just listen. Yeah. I can tell you the chords, but those might even be wrong. I don't know.
That's rad. Yeah. So fun, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about your jacket. Have you had a jacket on hold for more than a season?
Mm-mm.
This year, right?
Yeah.
A lot of shit blew up from you in the last 2 years.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Like as opposed to before where you're just taking it easy and
I'm still pretty much taking it easy.
How fun is it to design a jacket, though?
Well, I just had input on it. I mean, you learn to leave well enough alone.
Sure.
Just Holden, they've been the homies forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been fortunate enough to be able to wear their stuff because in my eyes, it's just the best stuff, the best fabrics. And they're moving away from snowboarding into more high-end, like,
crazy
Patagucci, but with style kind of thing. Not that Patagonia doesn't have style. Patagonia's got its own. It's like a mountain style, whereas Holden to me has always been like I can roll to the club, you know what I'm saying, in my Holden jacket and not feel like I'm that guy,
Yeah, your jacket's nice, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My kid stole it from mine.
Oh, really?
Me. Yeah. Like I've got tons of jackets to wear, and he will not leave that one at home. He
he's a
likes the
smart
bike
kid.
in it. Yeah,
It's dope, man.
Yeah,
It fits well. It's good fabric.
it's good in the weather. Yeah,
Good in the weather. It's got all, the right bells and whistles and no fucking bells just so that they can ring kind of bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's rad.
Timeless quality. That's what we got.
Yeah, I think you did a post of it or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm getting that right away. And then I was like, I just looked on the website for Boardroom, and they had it in stock. So I went down to the shop. I had it that afternoon. You
Yes.
posted it
Thank
that
you.
morning. I bought it that
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked the jacket. And I tried it on. It fit perfect, and I was like, I'm stoked.
And you'll
to-
have it forever. Like the Holden jacket I'm wearing right now, this big green thing with the fur.
Yeah.
I've had this for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like I don't always wear I'm usually pretty generous with my snowboard stuff to people.
Yeah.
But I don't give away my own shit.
Yeah.
I never have. It's like I keep wearing it always. Like,
Yeah.
So
I like to have different.
you got to have different
outfits.
kits.
I
you know what
love
I'm
it.
saying? Especially
I'm going heli. I leave tomorrow.
Sick.
And I got 5 days of heli. I may have said this on the show before, but when I rolled up last time, there's all these rich dudes that do it, right? Like, it's
that's what it
expensive
is.
as fuck to go. Like, some of the guys own, like, the distribution of Coca-Cola in South America or some, like, some whole
Ballers, like Jim
country.
Jones would say, Baldy.
Yeah, they're fucking killing it, but they only got one stupid skier outfit. So they go the first day, and they're like, oh, wow, you're wearing a very colorful outfit. And then the next day, I'm wearing something completely different. They're like, whoa, you got more than one outfit? I'm like, you don't? Every day I ride something different for 5 days so that by the end, they're like, I mean, nobody ever says anything. I'm projecting on them.
Of course you are.
Hopefully they come back the next year and they got 5 kids. 'cause
Oh, they
they're
will.
like, I'm going 5 days. I got to have
all-
5 different things.
They're all about keeping up with the Joneses. They
Yeah,
probably come with
yeah.
4 sets of skis next year. Well, I got these powder. I
Yeah,
got the K2
yeah.
pontoons. Then I got this other line boot. And then there's the J skis. And I got, all condition depending. And these boots are better for.
Exactly.
Moly.
I can't imagine going in that drying room. They got like a boot and clothes drying room, and it smells like fucking 1,000 pairs of boots in there. And then you go in there in the morning, you're crusty, shitty shit from yesterday in there. Fuck that.
Rolling around in the wind, just smelling yourself all
Yeah,
day.
no way. No way. I got a new kit for every day.
You're the man. I can do that too.
Save jeans a t-shirt the whole time I'm there.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Like,
Yeah.
people are like, dude, you had that on for a week. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But you go to the hill and you got a different kit. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Different boots too, depending on the kit.
On a real POW day, I'll change jackets in the middle of the day.
Oh, really?
And then I'm because around Vancouver it gets wet.
Oh, yeah, you're
it's
soaking.
wet, so you're soaked. You go in for lunch for a second, you go back out, you're gonna freeze.
Yeah, I just do the Holden shoulder stuff if it's not too cold because the fabric is next level.
Yeah, what's that? What is the fabric?
It's like this really. It's like Gore-Tex is like a really old technology. And these Swiss dudes or people, this company called Scholler, and it's like this cork shell 4-way stretch. Like they can't even like rate it. It's so high, like it's unrateable.
Whoa.
It's bananas, and it like keeps you warm. Like it keeps you. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't let you get too hot.
Oh yeah, breathes good.
Yeah, it's good. Like the pores open and closed for it's.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always down. Like, I'm shocked when my shit fails. You know what I mean? Like this, you're like this company's putting out a Gore-Tex pant, and by the end of a day, you've got wet legs.
Well, it's 2-layer Gore-Tex, so it's not really even the 3-layer.
That's true.
But this shoulder stuff I've been wearing it forever. Holden had it for a while, and it's really, really expensive. Like these pants are like $800.
Oh
or
God,
$900. I can't remember.
That's like 1,000 Canadian.
Yeah, and the jacket's like more.
Oh
but,
God,
dude, it's like it's something that you have for like I'm still wearing the shoulder pants that we made at Holden 6-7 years ago.
Holy shit!
Still rocking them.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's like, is it really expensive? No, because you would have gone through 7 pairs of $100 pants.
It's hard to pick a color though that you've
Black.
liked for 5 years or
Black.
Yeah, I guess it's
So,
true.
I mean, you can play around with the other kits, but you need your bomb-proof bomber kit.
Yeah. I always want to go as crazy with the colors as I can.
Yeah.
When I ordered this jacket, which is, I call it mint melon, but I think it's eucalyptus or something. I don't know what the hell it is. But my wife was like, "Why did you order that?" I'm like,
because I'm living in the 90s and the 80s.
Yeah,
leave me
exactly.
alone.
Even the rep was like, "Are you sure you don't want the Gore-Tex jacket?" I'm like, "The Gore-Tex jacket comes in black or brown. That's it.
Yeah,
Put the Gore-Tex jacket in some funky colors."
Well, nobody will buy it then. And
That's
the people
true.
that buy Gore-Tex buy black or blue.
Yeah, that's
or gray.
true. That's
And
true.
That's it.
Red.
Yeah,
Red pops.
That's what my shoulder Holden shoulder jacket is red.
You got it in red.
Yeah.
That's a picture taking jacket.
You gotta have it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Got to keep the jackets coming, right?
Yeah. I have a thing with snowboard design. I think the pocket count on what I'm wearing right now is probably over 20.
That's too many for me.
Too many pockets. I want one pocket in my jacket from now on, just like this one big pocket.
I just lose everything as it is.
Yeah.
It's snowing. Should we go into awards?
Yeah.
We're at the legendary bank slalom, by the way.
Fuck yeah. Which is, when you're talking about style, there's only really one contest that has style. It's this one.
Well, this is just, the Howitts are such good people.
Mm-hmm.
And this has just been what it is for years. And they don't change it. You still got to duct tape the your number to your pants and ruin your pants. And they don't give a shit.
People are stoked to
Yeah.
compete in this.
People say this is the trade show that you want to come to. Like, where you want to see the people. You're excited. It's not like, oh, hey, bro, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey. Fucking Shaka Fest.
Love this. Let's go get it.
All right,
FNRad shout-outs this week to everyone who came up to me in the last 2 weeks at the bank slaloms I've been at Grouse and at Mount Seymour, telling me how much they like the show. It doesn't go unnoticed. You guys are the best. I've got a bonus episode that I'm editing down of the baked salmon bank slalom at Mount Seymour, including interviews with all the organizers, plus the Mountain Ops guys. That'll be dropping in the next couple of days. Yeah, and then a couple more episodes before Devin gets back, probably, is what I'm thinking. So, thanks for listening, and be sure to come back next week for another episode of the FNRad Snowboarding Podcast, brought to you by SIA Productions.